All right, guys, welcome back. One more time today, 1968 International 1200 Series pickup truck. Now, this truck's been popular all of a sudden, even though we've had it. It actually got shoved over in the corner during construction. If you guys follow us, this was a mammoth construction project. We had equipment in here. We had the whole thing basically lined with blocks. You couldn't get in and out of here. And this got shoved over in the corner, probably blocked by about 30 vehicles. So AJ just got it dug out because he's got a customer asking a lot of questions, and then we've got a customer in the office emailing, asking a lot of questions. So of course we got two people at the same time very interested in this truck. It's a good truck. It just got lost in the shuffle. But what we know is the owner of this truck had it in his collection. He mostly had cars and hot rods. He actually used this to have this truck to haul stuff, so he used it as a truck. He told me all about it, told me what it was coming with. It was everything he said it was when we got it. It's actually got the hubcaps, which are very hard to find. We saved those and put them inside so they wouldn't get stolen or lost. All four of them are inside. And there's a spare too that's not in good shape. That's a couple filters, some other stuff in there. But he said the truck starts, runs, drives, and it did until it sat. Then it got some bad gas. Obviously, with older vehicles, we're going to suggest to anybody, go over this truck. Have somebody adjust the carburetor, clean the filters, whatever you want to do so that you can do your due diligence. We do the best we can, but an old truck, it's old. Things can happen. This truck's 17.9, 47,000 miles showing on the odometer. It's a 5-digit odometer. It is a manual transmission. I'm not sure if it's 4. It is 4, okay. So it actually is marked. Aftermarket stereo, but they kept everything on the dash very era correct. Now the truck's solid. It's very solid. It's got this regular trim in the places it's supposed to be. If you look real closely, you can see a little overspray line right here. They probably painted the roof. That's the closest top to the sun. It fades the fastest. It's also when these trucks were painted, it did not get as much paint. You can also see a little chipping here where the color is a little indifferent. But if you go to these couple rust spots, I'm going to point all the rust spots out it's got. This one, so you can see a size, so you can see a size. Those are the sizes of the rust holes. There's not a big thick layer of paint here. So I think a lot of the rest of the truck is original paint. It's got all of its emblems, it's got all of its stainless, it's got all of its trim, it's got all of its chrome. Tires are in good shape, but they're older, so you probably want to be on top of those. It actually went through a safety inspection, so that checked out good. This truck's a long bed stepside. You don't see that very often. It does have a rust spot right here. And that's really about it. The cab corners, the rocker panels, and all of that on this truck are in excellent shape. You can see it's not all patched up. The seat itself is in excellent shape. The door panels are intact. The windows go up and down. All the glass is proper in the truck. Pretty unique on these trucks because the windshield wraps around. Most people don't realize that. That's a very, very, very expensive glass. Because it actually wraps around. It's not just a flat piece like today. This truck's got the very heavy duty rear end. As you can see, it's got the bolt in, what some would call a full floater design. And it's also got the big 6-lug. That 6-lug pattern is almost like a military pattern, but it's not. Spare tire. The bed, which actually had, I think, a mat in it when we got it, if I remember, that we took out, but the bed's pretty good shape also. You can see a little color indifference here, where obviously at some point it's probably been painted and painted over because the bed would have gotten scratched and scuffed up far worse than this. And you can see the leaves from it sitting where it sat. Unfortunately, it was clean and detailed at one time. Step rear bumper. For those of you that weren't from this era, this was your tailgate latch right here. You literally just take this out and it's like a hook. Your tailgate comes down. Put it back in there. That was your tailgate latch. Your lights. This side's starting to get a little bubbling and festering right here. Kind of the same on the other side, but not as bad. The rear tire areas are great. And again, this side, kind of the same way. Very solid in your door jambs. And AJ's particular customer was very harping on paint and things like that. Again, we cannot represent what we don't know. We have not been with this truck since 1968. The previous owner hadn't been with us since 1968, so we don't know. We know it's about as original as you could ask for, but we do have to say some or all of the truck may have been repainted. That's all we can attest to. Same way with the miles. We don't know. There's no tracking. There's no auto check. There's no Carfax. There's nothing that really tracks back that far on the mileage. But what we do know is it's a very solid specimen. It is a start and run truck. You will probably put a little effort in getting it tuned up and doing some little things once you start driving it. How you pop the hood, AJ? And there's your little 6-cylinder engine. Yeah, and it does start up. Yep. AJ just said he just started it up, and it did start up when it was around back. We had to jump it because the battery was dead, but the parking brake actually works. You can hear it running. It's actually got a throttle advance inside, little lever that you pull. It's also got the choke, so you can actually just idle it up, idle it down just a little bit. All right, guys, sorry. Had to get that. I had to turn it off there for a second. So you warm it up, it actually runs good. It's gonna spit, cough, do the normal thing carburetors do. Get that adjusted. I just noticed a little bubbling right here. And again, I think AJ's done a good job. I never get any complaints out of customers. He sends them more than plenty of pictures. But even in here, like these inner fender wells and those bottom inner fender wells where they're two-piece are normally extremely rotten. We actually wanted to do one of these for a four-wheel drive conversion one time, and we couldn't find a solid enough one to do. Ended up finding one in California, a 74 model, I believe. But anyway, two gas tanks, kind of unusual. Got one right here. One of these tanks does not work. One works, one does not. I do know that much. Yeah, there's the other one. Sorry. Like I said, phone's been a little silly, guys. Sorry for the distractions. I got to run across the street. We got a customer there looking at a truck, so I got to run across and do that. AJ will walk you through the triple stack showroom real quick and watch the other content. We brought you guys quite a bit of stuff today. So thanks for the support. Thanks for the hitting 150. Looking forward to 200 very soon. Thanks for each and every one of you guys. We care what you think. Send us some comments. Drop some stuff in the messages. And let us know what we can bring you more of. We're happy to do it. Thanks, guys.